Hello and welcome to my second Rome 2 battle. I hope you enjoy. This is I don't know if it's a longer one. I think it's shorter. But it felt slow while playing. It was very slow, 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 slow. Shitstorm, 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 end. Immediately, I'm starting as the Aveni. I'll pause it. No, I won't pause it. Stuff doesn't happen for a while. I'll take a look at the armies. I have 6 chosen swords. That's a lot of fucking chosen swords. But they ended up coming through. As in, I needed that many, really. The 3 Oathsworn. 2 Celtic Youths, 1 on each flank. 2 Levy Freemen, 1 on each flank, flank support. And Heavy Horse, 1 on each flank. I leave these guys here because at the beginning of the match, for some reason, I spotted some unit flags over there. So I was like, I'll leave these guys in the woods, and I'll move the Oathsworn out. So hopefully they think nobody's in there. So we instantly move back, pull over here. I've got 3 Celtic Slingers. I was going to line up along here, but I was like, that's a bit obvious. And I spotted those bloody elephants. Look at these pesky bastards. The pesky bastards. So I set up back here. It was a sort of a diagonal line across here. Yeah, there. So as to sort of not end up getting caught, because if you get caught by, again, it's a pike army. If you get caught by pikes, don't work, guys. Don't use pikes. Just fucking don't do it. If he had swords, this battle would have gone so much better for him. If he just had a line of Thorex swords, it would have gone so much better for him than it did with Thorex fucking pikemen. It might be the cost difference on there, but yeah, I line up across there. Prepare for backup. None of my lines are ever very inventive, and when they are, I usually lose. So see, now I can see all this cav moving forwards, showing itself. It's 2 Median and 2 horse skirmishers. The horse skirmishers come over here to sort of test them. I will pause just to make sure we don't miss what goes on over here. I'm quite proud of my micro there. Okay, they have on each flank a Thorex swords and a Thuria spear. There were a shit ton of Eastern Slingers. Can't see them all. I think there are about 4 in total, Eastern Slingers. 4 Thorex Pikes and the Elephants. And I think that cav, and I think that might have been it. You'll see the rest at a later date. I'm sure you can figure out how much there is. I was worried my Earthworm was going to get charged, but I was like, no, they're not fucking dumb enough to do that, right? But I show... This was another nice tactic that I liked of mine. I show my Heavy Horse to attempt to lure them in. Because they're skirmish cav. They can sort of throw shit. My Heavy Horse. So I moved. Yeah, see, I moved to get them spotted. I thought it worked. In the game, I was probably looking off elsewhere, but I could have sworn it worked. Did it not work? Did they just investigate the woods anyway? Yes. See, yeah. Now they get spotted because they're in a position which would allow them to get spotted first. So now these guys, I'm using my finger. These guys are going to know that there's something here, and that Median cav is also going to know there's something here. This just takes ages to line up anywhere or anything. This is where most. I need to use my mouse instead of my fingers. This is where most of the action tends to happen for the first good portion. But I noticed that the match. You can see there's only 12 minutes left, but I could see that the match had a very low timer, so I was like, I gotta get shit moving. So I wait for these guys to come in. Get a bit. I'm still hidden. I'm waiting for him to get a little bit more cocky, a little bit cockier. Levy Freeman spotted. Still no danger. They keep moving in. Levy Freeman gets a charge order. Throws an almighty hail of javelin. He takes some. Loses 2 men. Throws an almighty wave. And then comes from the skirmishers. And they lost almost 20 men from that. So I pull them back. I know that if I leave that woods, I'm exposed and I'm fucked. So I pull them back into the woods a little bit. Classic. Good. I'm going to put it on fast forward because I don't think anything happens for a couple minutes now. Because I'm waiting this guy out. I'm completely waiting him out. I'm like, he's got pikes. I'm going to make him sort of come to me. I'm going to wait. And if I do make a move, I'm going to wait very late. But I think he was on the fence, and I think he knew that. So I think he was a bit happier to sort of sit there than I was. There's shit moving on the right. Yep, there's the Thorex swords. There's the other pikes. There's the rest of the Eastern Slingers. You can sort of see them starting to come to front. I'm moving around my Oathsworn for late game, so I know where they're going to be and how I'm going to be able to use those in the fight. In they come again for the second taste of Gaul spears. I moved the Celtic Youths. I gave the Celtic Youths an attack order, I think. Or it's the Heavy Horse. I was basically trying to protect the Celtic Youths as well as I could. The Levy Freeman get a charge as well. The Levy Freeman, these MLG Freeman did quite well for me. And so did those MLG Freeman. I used them to tie up Thorax, Thuria spears who could have otherwise gotten a rear charge. They seem to have backed off for the moment, but I think they only backed off for the moment. Yep, see those backers are turning around. Look at them. They're facing the other way with all of their low-res translucency. Hey, he popped in. He looks better now. He was sort of clacking his teeth. Okay, we'll put it on fast forward a little bit. I thought more happened there, but apparently I was wrong. They go into pike phalanx. This is a very key moment in the battle. Something happens here in a second, which is big, but I need to definitely make sure I see that. But I swear to God, first over here, there's some more fighting. Yeah, see them moving in again. Here it comes. Here it comes. They're moving. They're trying to split up, but I have 2 units to cover my cadets. I've got a unit of heavy horse and a unit of levy freeman. I think I might forget about these late game. I think I might have forgotten about them. I'm thinking about it now. I'm remembering how the battle went down. I think I might have completely forgotten about these guys. So I pull the levy freeman back to try and feint them in a little bit, and then they get their charge order, and then another brutal volley of Gaul spears bring them down to 24 men. 2 volleys. No, that's 2 volleys from a levy freeman and 1 volley from a Celtic youth has done that. I was so pleased with myself there. Oh, the movement over here started. Sorry, I peeled off 1 unit of Celtic slingers. I'll put it on slow motion for a second. Basically, from here, I peeled off 2 units of chosen swordsmen and 1 unit of Celtic slinger. The chosen swordsmen are for the thorax sword and the thuria spear that's currently in this stretch of wood. And the Celtic slinger's there because I was hoping to get a good shot, try and maybe get a good angle on the general over here. I think some more projectiles were exchanged over here, but I pull them back and then pull them to here and then forget about them, I think. This was my attempt at a strategy that's basically, well, these 3 units were my very first steps into a tactic called, what is it? It's like you have groups on your flanks of versatile units that can be used for basically anything. So that the flank can look after itself and be a little bit more detached than a normal flank. I think it worked quite well for me, although this one ended up getting split up and used elsewhere because the Celtic youths are still there, because I know I'm going to need those Celtic youths with the fucking elephants. Nothing else really happens here, I don't think. These guys are sort of just there. Yeah, I present my cav... No, I don't. I haven't presented my cav yet. I thought I had. Anyway, I start issuing attack orders on the thorax swords. They need to get a charge in this fight. I'm not sure if they do. That'll have to come down. This is me being bad at micro. I was moving those guys back. I put all those guys in shield walls so they'd take less damage from the projectiles if they were ever to come under fire. But these guys, they can tough out a few javelins. They don't give a shit. There's 120 of them. The thorax swords, do they get a charge? I don't know, but they just took quite a lot of HP damage. They're throwing their spears. They got a... I'm not sure whether... Oh, that guy's a ledge. He fucking ran in like there was no tomorrow. But yeah, these guys... he starts moving the elephant. No, not moving the elephants over yet. These guys didn't get as good of a charge as I did. Wait. That being said, they have more men. Wait a second. I'm losing men faster than he is. What is this? Anyway, that fight goes well for me, I'm sure. I didn't notice it in the fight, so it's okay. Then I realised that the Thuria spears could get a bit of a rear charge, so although it would have been a bit late if that were his mind, he put them there to scare off my cav, I'm pretty sure. But now I just get a good charge with my chosen swords. A few volleys. I think the Celtic slingers are starting to fire at the elephant general, which is what I need. The MLG Freeman going in for a charge on the thorax swords. I pop... he was already in shield wall. I think in a second I pop shield wall here, which is a little bit cheap. But on multiplayer against other people, you don't know how good they're going to be. I think it's okay to use. He used it, I think. He probably did. But, on the charge, they're already down to... Oh my god, those numbers are dropping! I'm starting to get shots on the elephant general. Doing a bit of HP damage. Super heavy elephant. I like that. Super heavy elephant. And he exposes these guys because he wants... His Eastern Slingers want this Celtic Slinger dead. So, yeah, I've forgotten about these guys now. Completely forgotten about him. I bet I've completely forgotten about him. He exposed these guys' flanks. So now they're getting 2 Celtic Slinger worth of fire right in the flank of this Eastern Slinger, which isn't doing much. But they're pretty grouped up too, so I'm getting some spread out damage at 84, 83, 83. I'm probably even doing a little bit of damage to the pikes. I don't know why he didn't try and do something with this pike to move him around. I didn't want him to get to my cav or get a rear charge, so I decided to throw my chosen swordsman, which already has 113 kills, right into the Median cav. Which the charge didn't go as well for the Median cav as I expected to. I started pulling this guy back because he started routing, because he was just under such a volume of fire. But it was a good trade because I got rid of one of his Eastern Slingers as well. The chosen swords are not doing... They got more kills than the thorax, so the fight's turned around in slow melee, I think. So yeah, this guy is hanging on, just going to town on these guys, up to 127 kills. The elephant starts moving around, and I see that. So I bring round the Celtic Youth and a unit of Oathsworn. The unit of Oathsworn was more for flank protection than specifically for the elephant. But I think that unit of Oathsworn is actually in the end what kills them. He starts bringing all of his cav round because my cav is there. I pulled it back. He pulled out of the fight. I pulled back round here. I wanted to sort of fold under the metaphorical pressure of the Indian armoured elephants, their fear effects and stuff. I wanted to fold to give me time to bring my Celtic slingers and Celtic youths to the foreground. These guys are trading again, trading fire with, and then now is one of my favourite things to do against pikes. If you can't just run, as I showed in my last video, taunt the fuck out of them, chastise them. The Levy Freeman got 8 kills against the Thorax Spears, but then broke and came back. My general here. This Oathsworn is moving up to get into an engagement with the Thorax Swords, and this Oathsworn will move up to finish and deal with pikes. So I start actually losing that Chosen Sword, but I get a good charge into everything here on this one, including the Thorax Swords. The Thorax Swords didn't get a counter charge this time. Oh god, both of these units go right into my heavy horse. The Median Cav wasn't doing too great, but with elephant support, I imagine it'll pick up for it. I was happy to sacrifice that heavy horse though, because heavy horse are very cost effective as it is. They're very easy to make cost effective. So so I was throwing shit into that engagement as much as I could to try and help it. I should have maybe had more units here to get stopped on, but my tactic here along the front worked. I've put a line of alright, I'll put it in slow-mo for a second. You put a line to taunt those into moving. That's bad micro on my part. And do you know what? It opened up something brilliant on both flanks for me. It pulled forwards both of his Thorax Pikes. I already had an Oathsworn in the back of this Thorax Pike. This Celtic Youth is getting magnificent shots on the Indian Armoured Elephant. It's out of control. It's wild! It's wild! But it opened the pikes up to a nice rear charge from this Oathsworn, which I get a good charge in, then I think I'd stick Headhunt on. I'm sort of ignoring these guys for the moment because, let's look at the kills. I don't think they've been too cost effective. 30, 22... 18, 41, yeah, not great. But as the pikes move forward, that's such a gay engagement for me. That's so dumb. Yep, I still forgot about these guys. That's such a shit engagement for me. I should have pulled back, but I don't think I was... I wasn't paying attention, basically. That's it. But now it's opened up to a nice swinging in rear charge there for me on the Thorax Oathsworn. See, right in the brilliant flank charge. It's just... precursor javelins, that guy got rickety wrecked. So now his pikes are starting to move forwards without any flank support. His flanks are tied up. There are 5 odd units here tied up on one Chosen Sword that now has 150 kills. My heavy horse is still alive, surprisingly, and still winning the fight. Indian Armoured Elephants start going down due to the spears. I'm still pulling these guys back, you know, because he's got no flank support right now. I see that they turn to face, so I issue an attack order with my Thorax Pikeman, with my Chosen Swords. So I bring these guys. These Oathsworn, I think, go round for the thing. These guys didn't lose any men, even while in the face of a pike phalanx. These guys, I think he might have forgotten about them, probably microing somewhere else. But I pull these guys off, and I think I go deal with them with these. There's this blob of skirmish in the middle for him that can't do anything. I end up winning that fight with a heavy horse. That's amazing. The Chosen Swordsmen are still toughing it out. Still on 106 men. 2 bronze chevrons. 190 kills. That is a beastly Chosen Sword. Now, I sacrificed this unit of Oathsworn, which got about 80 kills and routed the unit of Thorax Pikes, which is all I really needed to do. It didn't... in this battle, it's not cost effective, but I didn't need it to do. I pop Headhunt and Relentless, just to boost attacks to try and get these pikes off the field and to try and... Yep. See? Oathsworn beats everything. They just toughed out an Indian Armoured Elephant, and now it's broken. It's gone. Granted, it was under fire by Celtic Slingers, and that was it. I thought there was more, but that was it. See? This unit killed all of that cav and is still holding on against this Thorax Swords on 90 kills. All of his Celtic Eastern Slingers start routing. I bring in the heavy horse for an assured victory. The Oathsworn are getting in there. The Thuria Spears are over there. The pikes are starting to get stretched out. Moving back. There's another flank charge. I was moving back. I think I was getting an Oathsworn to come up here in the flank. This Oathsworn was going there in the flank. This Chosen Sword. They're all tied because they've just been running. And that is another masterclass on how to deal with another Pike army. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Quick, guys, just real quick, I wanted to show you the wrap-up screen. Just to show you the summarization of all of the kills I got. The elephant actually did quite well, but it was against skirmishers. The horse skirmishers, I think, did pay for themselves because they're cheap as shit. The Median Cav did not pay for itself. Most of these Eastern Slingers, a couple of them paid for themselves, but not really. These Pikes got trashed. That one got 31 kills, but not cost-effective still. They got trashed. One of my other one getting 205 kills. One of my other one getting 92, which isn't really cost-effective, but they didn't need to be. This one only getting 26. Again, it didn't have the call to need to be cost-effective. This got no kills. I think for the whole fight, though, it was doing HP damage to elephants, which means it's probably been cost-effective. These two, cost-effective. These, I think this one wasn't really. This one was the one dealing with the horse skirmishers on the left flank. This one was, because it did a lot of HP damage. They're very cheap, and it did a lot of HP damage to elephants. That heavy horse was the forgotten heavy horse. That heavy horse paid for itself. Paid for itself. Those, I think this one, and this chosen sword, and another one, maybe that one, I think. Or that one. Were the ones that I was using to taunt the pikes and then pull back gradually to open up their flanks to charges, which did work, so... this one definitely paid for itself. This is the one that toughed out about 5 units of the best shit he could throw at his flanks. This one if it died, it was probably useful, and it was probably... Oh, this was the one that charged the thorax swords and lost. This one didn't pay for it. It's an MLG Freeman. They don't need to pay for themselves. Their presence on the battlefield, they're being asked to show it up, is them paying for themselves. So 9 kills on him. 33 kills on that Levy Freeman. That was all against horse skirmishers. I loved the fucking... That was so good. That definitely paid for itself. Probably didn't pay for itself. But yeah, that's my brief overview of the kills. And I wish you a great day and I hope you have fun.